The Rock should be in more movies.
My name is Daniel Lugo, and I believe in fitness. All this began because it was time to push myself harder.
Oh, there you go, yes!
Otherwise, I was looking at another 40 years of wearing sweatpants to work.
Pain and Gain is about Mark Wahlberg, Dwayne Johnson, and Anthony Mackie as these three meathead bodybuilders who they've all fallen on financial hard times, so they decide to kidnap a very wealthy and successful member of their gym, played by Tony Shalhoub, and they hold him hostage and they extort him for basically all his assets. They, for a short period of time, begin to feel the American dream. They start living it up. Everything that was Tony Shalhoub is now theirs, but they start running out of money and they get hungry again, so they start to kidnap more people, and then it gets very dark and very disturbing in a way. It's based on a true story. It actually happened in the 90s in 95, Miami.
What's going on, DL?
You ever just get tired of being where you are, Adrian?
No, I kind of like it here. I mean, the weight's are new to
I mean, in life, man. When's the last time you paid your rent when it was due?
I got a plan to change that.
Where'd you do your time, pal?
Up north.
Are you fixed for a job now?
You just can't kidnap a guy and take his things. That's so illegal.
Sure we can.
Victor Kershaw is a criminal prick who deserves bad stuff to happen to him.
It's an okay movie. Pain and Gain is very decent. That's all I can really say about it. It really just comes down to two things that make this movie good, and that's The Rock. Just everything he does in this movie is incredible. Dwayne Johnson is actually a good actor. I am surprised by that, but he is very, very good in this movie. He plays this, he's an ex-con, a former addict who, in jail, he got clean and he converted to Christianity, and he's a hardcore Jesus freak. And throughout the movie, he starts to fall back into addiction, and he's the best part of this movie. He's really funny. He's a likable character. That's kind of one of the problems with the movie. The movie does kind of makes you like these guys, and they're true story horrible people. They did kill people. Just everything The Rock does in this movie is fantastic. He is fantastic in this movie. And the script was written by the same guys who wrote the Chronicles of Narnia movies. I haven't seen any of those, but they did write the first Captain America movie, and I liked the first Captain America movie. It's not perfect. It has problems with its structure, and it's goofy at times, let's admit it. But it's a fun, entertaining movie. And this movie, Pain and Gain, is entertaining. That doesn't make it good.
The Sun Gym Gang has successfully acquired every asset you had.
What happens now?
Now I go to work.
It still has all the problems of any normal Michael Bay movie. It still has that all or nothing approach. It still has that everything but the kitchen sink attitude, and it's just it's too much. It's too indulgent. It's too excessive, and maybe there's a point to it because this movie is about the American dream. It's about people who want too much, people who drive for too much, people who want it all, but they don't want to put the effort into it. It's kind of who these guys are. You could say that the excess is kind of just the excessive style is juxtaposed to the themes of the movie, and it's nice to see a Michael Bay movie that has some sort of themes and not just alien robots hitting each other. That's good, but at the same time, it still has that all of those Michael Bay issues, all of those problems, all of that indulgence, all of that disrespect and pervy, leery film quality, the pornographic way it treats its women and it's cars and explosions and boats and shit. Michael Bay's attitude towards women in his films is basically the same way he treats a sports car. It's something to be looked at and to be admired, and that's about it. There's nothing of value to that person beyond their physical attributes. That's basically Michael Bay's attitude towards film, things in general, and it still has all of those fucking problems that you would find in any normal Michael Bay movie.
Get a pump.
That's it. It's good. It hurts. I know it does. That's it. Get it.
With that said, the script, because the script is pretty good, because the script is pretty clever, it elevates beyond being just another normal piece of shit Michael Bay movie, but at the same time, it's still a Michael Bay movie. It still has all of the... It's an entertaining Michael Bay movie, but it's still bad. It's still not very good. I wanted to like it. I wanted to like a Michael Bay movie. I don't know why I had this ambition going into the movie. If there's anything to be taken away from this movie, it is that Dwayne Johnson, he's good as an actor, and he should be in more movies, and he needs to get like a serious role. He can be a fucking jacked muscle action dude, but like give him like something serious, like the first Die Hard. Like give him a serious character to portray like that. You know, he is the next fucking action star. Him and Statham, there are action heroes of tomorrow. So start giving Dwayne Johnson the more serious, the more respectable action films, please. There are some problems with the structure of the film, but I kind of think this is a problem that happens in every Michael Bay movie, that there's that inevitable, boring, middle, draggy 40-minute part. This happens in every Michael Bay movie that I've seen, where like it kind of happens a little bit after the midpoint, where it's just like, okay, and like you stop caring, or the movie just like disengages or something, and it's just like, all right, and it starts to feel really bogged down. It happened in this movie, and it happens in most Michael Bay movies, and I think, or basically in all of them, and I think the reason for that is he's a director that will show you all the cards that he has in his deck from the get-go. He's a guy who wants to show you everything, but he has to show you it now. You have to see it now. And the problem with that is when you get beyond that point where you've seen everything, there's nothing left. You know, like he has nothing up his sleeve, and you kind of have to hope that the story is going to carry you out the rest of the way. And for the most part, Michael Bay is not a very good storyteller, and he gets shitty scripts to direct. He doesn't normally get things at the level of quality as this script. He usually gets fucking Transformers movies. Again, luckily with this movie, like, the story carried you through. And again, like, there was never a moment where I didn't care what was happening. I wasn't engaged. You know, I wasn't, or at least I wasn't interested. Like, I wanted to know what was going to happen next. I wanted to see where it was going. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, I thought the movie was good.
You said no violence.
And I meant it when I said it, I swear to God.
I cannot kill.
Duly noted. Look, when this is over, we'll all go camping, all right?
Okay.
Saying this is the best Michael Bay movie I've seen, like, it's damning with faint praise, basically. It doesn't really mean much when I say it's the best Michael Bay movie I've seen. But yeah, luckily the story, it is interesting enough to carry you through. And in the last third, it does pick up, and the resolution and it's a true story. I don't really care about spoilers, but when they get to the trial and the guys get convicted for what they've done, it gets through that whole movement of the film pretty quickly. And you couldn't, like, and conceivably, because the trial was also, like, the whole friggin' story is very strange, and the trial was also very weird, but conceivably you could make like a 3-hour movie out of this, where, like, you know, you would keep the first half the same, and then, or the first hour the same, and then you have the middle hour be the later kidnappings when everything starts going wrong, and then you have the last hour be the trial. You could do that. Michael Bay makes 3-hour movies, so you could conceivably do that. Luckily, this movie was not 3 hours, but at the same time, you can feel the fact that this movie, it's like 2 hours and 10 minutes, 2 hours 15. You can feel the fact that it's a 2 hour and 20, 2 hour and 10 minute long movie. You feel it, you know, not only with that draggy, like, middle section, but you can feel that it kind of, you can feel its length. Now, I will for like a second briefly acknowledge that there is a controversy around this movie right now. That apparently, like, the sister of one of the victims is protesting, is very upset about it, which makes sense. But this movie, it kind of does have a quality where, as I said at the beginning, it makes you try to sympathize with these guys who, like, they do some terrible things, and they ruin a lot of lives in the process of doing this. They do a lot of bad things to a lot of bad people. In the movie, trying to get you to sympathize with them, to empathize with them, it just feels kind of weird. As I said, luckily they are very stupid characters, so you kind of hope that they fuck up, and you kind of hope that they do get caught and go to jail because they are so fucking dumb. But at the same time, like, you're still supposed to be like, yeah, Mark Wahlberg is driving a fucking boat. That's awesome. You're still supposed to think like it's awesome. And the characters are awesome. These guys are awesome. They're just dumb and they did some stupid shit and they don't know how to pull off a crime correctly. Those idiots, but they're awesome. I don't think Michael Bay has a very positive outlook on people. So would I recommend this movie? No. If you want to see a good Michael Bay movie, if you want to see Michael Bay direct a script that is at least good, sure, go ahead. The movie itself is not good, but if you want to see what Michael Bay can do when he has a decent script, sure, have fun. But I can't really recommend this movie. It wasn't a waste of time, but I wouldn't recommend it.